Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I'd really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a model that was new for 2014. A full refresh of Rolex's Cellini dress watch line included this model, the Cellini Date, a timepiece 39mm in rose gold, graceful and quite different from Rolex's standard sports watch fare. It wears easily on my 16cm circumference wrist, partly because 39mm is a reasonable size, and second because at 45.1mm lug-to-lug, the watch is incredibly compact across the wrist. Not particularly thin, nor is it thick. 12.5mm with a sloped case flank. It will slide underneath any dress cuff, no matter how tight the sleeve. The spacing between the lugs is 20mm, so if you do want to accessorize, and this is one of the rare Rolex watches that does lend itself to strap swapping, you're going to find a world of options in that 20mm size. Now, pulling the watch off the wrist for the moment, you can see that the strap that Rolex has applied is very much a dress watch style strap. It is a very high gloss to match the polish of the case, so it's a very high gloss, large rectangular scale alligator leather, completely unbolstered. It's very thin, slender, monotone stitch, folded edge. You can see it's a brand new Rolex factory strap on the underside, and this is one of the rare Rolex watches that includes both a strap and a pin buckle. That's what a Rolex pin buckle looks like in the year 2019. The case band is simple but graceful. It's of high polish, and here the high polish is well chosen because the case, unlike most of the sports watch cases, does have a grace to it and a compound curvature that does interesting things with the light and makes the high polish worthwhile. You'll note that though the crown is a screw down, this is neither a twin lock nor a trip lock. The watch is 50 meters water resistant, and there are no crown guards. You'll even note that the onion style dress watch crown is actually broader as you move away from the case, so it has a sort of inverse taper profile to it. And the bezel, while it is fluted in the fashion of Rolex gold bezels, it's really more of a coined profile than the fluting you'll find on a Date 8 or a Datejust. It's also combined with a second step to the bezel. As you can see, it's a two-stage bezel, the coining, and then there's a domed profile that's adjacent to the crystal. The crystal is generously proportioned, and you can see it's pushed right out to the edge of the dial. The watch, when viewed from head-on, is essentially all dial and crystal, with the bezel falling away like a rose gold halo. The dial is expressive with a spectacular sunburst guilloche style pattern. Now, I suspect this is stamped rather than true cut guilloche, but the effect is just as dramatic, and as you can see, it transitions from a distinct, almost fluted profile that nicely matches the coining of the bezel to more of a shading at the center. There's also a break between the applique hour indices. You can see they're beautifully diamond polished and faceted, and they are split by a minutes and seconds track inboard that's sunken into the guilloche of the dial. There is a date with its own little explosive sunburst guilloche and twin polished red gold chapter rings. Now, the way the watch works, and you'll note that there are lovely alpha style faceted hands at center in red gold. The faceting makes them more legible. Now, you pull the crown out, you can see that you do have stop seconds. This is caliber 3165, but you also have a time zone feature, a bit like an Omega caliber 8500. You can see I'm actually changing the hour, but I'm not stopping the time or interrupting the minutes or seconds. You'll also note that I can drive that date forward or backwards as I cross the international date line east or west, so this is a hardcore traveler's watch. It's also a watch that is no nonsense and not fragile the way dress watches can be. Underneath the screwed-in case back, you have that 3165 caliber, automatic winding, bidirectional, the time zone function, stop seconds, 28,800 vibrations per hour, 48-hour power reserve. It features all the sports watch refinements, including a full balance bridge and a free sprung index to make it shock resistant, an overcoiled Breguet hairspring that's made by hand at Rolex to help the watch keep excellent time in any orientation with respect to gravity. It also helps the watch earn its COSC chronometer certificate in the 5 tested positions. And finally, that overcoiled hairspring is made of a Rolex patented niobium zirconium alloy that's oxidized blue. Rolex calls it parachrom blue. All of these features are features you'll find in the sports watches. So this watch is 50 meters water resistant, and I probably wouldn't swim with it. It is a timepiece that nevertheless is built for the rigors of life on the wrist. This is a dress watch you don't have to remove when daily life comes calling. It's not just one for black tie or the office. Wear it everywhere. See it and wear it off on the watch box.